or has changed.
Всем привет! Продолжаю проходить Fallout 4 StoryWealth. Выполняем квест в этот раз на помощь соловьям. Так. Поехали. Так, убитый караван. И Mutant Hound. Рафаэль.
Well, shit. Super mutants. And here I thought I'd be setting up shop next to the combat zone that would cause problems. Funny. Nightingale's found me in a wrecked caravan just like this one. I have to ask the kid if there's some fancy word for it.
Tangle with super mutants?
Nope. Not super mutants. Raiders. My gang, actually. I was one of the attackers.
What do you mean? What happened?
We got stupid. We're desperate. Can't remember anymore. Caravan had too many guns to be a safe bet. But it was the first we'd seen in weeks. Funny thing. Wouldn't have shot anyone if they'd just let us. But they fought back. Ended up a bloodbath. All of them. Half of us. And me. Afterwards, my friends took the loot and left me bleeding out in the dirt. Being honest, I wasn't expecting any different.
They sound like bad people.
What do you expect? Raiders don't do the whole doctoring and nursing thing. Still, they could have at least spared a bullet. For old time's sake.
How can you justify killing a caravan?
What world are you living in? Didn't need to justify jack squat. Still don't. What, you want me to brood and cry over it? Say I'm sorry? It happened. Whining won't change that. Push comes to shove, I'd do the exact same thing. Down to being left in the fucking dirt. Anyway, that's probably... Oh shit. You hear that? Should have figured they'd stake it out in case it brought other idiots in. It's a plaza. Also, we can salvage from this place.
Блин, зачем я взял доску? О, найс. Так, теперь надо вернуться, окей. Так.
There you are. Listen, thanks for the hand today. Being around these bleeding heart pacifists all day. It's nice to get out there and put the gun to use. Anyway, I'm off to tell Fee what went down. See you around.
Бу-бу-бу-бу-бу-бу. Так, она наверху.
Hey.
Oh, hey. Need anything? If you need treatment, I can patch you up while the others are busy.
What's next for you?
There's something else that needs doing, but it requires traveling. Cersei is out on an interview, and I'd like you to back her up.
What kind of interview is this gonna be?
Someone got in touch with us about donating some funds and supplies. They were pretty vague on details, but Cersei seemed to think it was a good idea. At least, she thought it was a good idea to see what the offer is, how many strings are attached, that kind of thing. I trust her to handle that part. That said, I'm usually the one negotiating, and those things can go wrong very quickly. I'd feel better if you were there to keep her safe.
Give me the details. No promises, though.
I'll mark the meeting spot on your map. Cersei will be waiting for you just outside. Stay safe out there.
Hey, V. About that. You alright?
What? Oh, yes. Lots to do, that's all. Did you end up going out there to meet the late caravan, or do I even need to ask?
Super mutant ambush. I brought back what I could carry, but...
I'm sure you did what you could. I'll let Bunker Hill know. Let's hope Cersei comes through on this opportunity of hers.
Okay.
What?
You planning to sleep sometime this month? No offense, but by the way you're swaying, I wouldn't let you so much as take my temperature right now.
I'll make you a deal. I'll sleep when you put your gun down for 2 minutes.
Your funeral.
Хорош, хорош. Так, а мне же все равно на выход, да? Так я могу прямо здесь выйти, скорее всего. Где-то вот тут. Тут какая-то дверь была на выход. Я не помню, правда, какая именно. Это или вот это? Нет? Не она? Казалось, что она. Точно, вот это вот повыше. Что из нее выходил уже. Так, блин.
Power Man hasn't been back for ages.
Hey,
Oh, hey. I'm glad to see you. I'm a bit out of my element here.
Это по ней видно.
are you okay?
Yeah, just a bit jittery. Fiona's the talker usually. She has a way of phrasing even go to hell a way that makes people ask for directions. But it's my contact, and the whole logistics thing is also kind of my problem. I'll be happy if we just avoid bloodshed.
Yeah, that's great. So what are we doing here?
Be flippant all you want, but your attitude is probably going to be helpful with these guys. So I'm still glad you're here. It's a bit odd seeing the new Liberty Trading Company in the Commonwealth. Guess something caught their attention.
Who are these people?
Some kind of merchant coalition, I think? From south along the coast. Or was it north? The important part is they're offering to fund us. But I've been around long enough to know if something feels too good to be true, it probably is. And their pitch? Too good to ignore.
What's the big deal?
Well, the Nightingales, were on the move. We were pretty self-sufficient. Foraging for medicine and food, donations from patients. Now that we're set up in one spot, there's logistics to consider. We need permanent guards, scouts for ingredients, caravan connections. It all comes back to funding. Preferably the kind with no strings or interest. And that's exactly what we're being offered here. We can survive without this, but it'll be survival only. Something tells me that this trading company knows it as well.
The whole thing smells like a trap.
I'm worried about that too. Nothing about this feels good. The deal they're offering? It's not pocket caps you'd throw to a beggar, that's for sure. But you're here, and you're good with this kind of thing, right?
The best weapon for survival out here is a pocket full of caps.
I'll keep that in mind the next time I'm bandaging you up. What you pay me caps for. Damn, you've got me there. Any other questions before we go in?
All right, let's get started.
Yeah. If they're for real, we could start dreaming bigger with this whole hospital idea. Train new doctors, keep all the caches stocked properly. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just get through this meeting and hope my bad luck's on break for today, yeah? One more thing. If at any point you think it's a bad deal, just say so and we'll walk away. Fiona will understand. I'm from the Nightingales. Got a meeting? So far, so good, I think.
NLTC guard.
Lydia Proudmore. I'm your contact for today's negotiations. You must be Dr. Cersei. You're late.
Late? We didn't even set a time, just a day.
Ah, that's right. I understand working clocks are somewhat rare in this region. My clerk must have tried to accommodate you. A bit failed to mention that to me, or I wouldn't have had to wait for 3 hours in this, well, whatever it was.
Oh, sorry to keep you waiting, Miss Proudmore.
Can't be helped, I'm sure. Let's proceed. In this envelope are the details of the sums the NLTC would like to invest in your organization. If you're agreeable to our terms, the first shipment will be forwarded to your location beginning of...
That's... Miss... This is a lot of caps. Antiseptic... copper... lenses... Wait... Did you say first shipment?
That's right. You seem surprised. Those are the estimated startup costs for an organization such as yourself, are they not?
And then some. But I mean... Last time I saw a caravan be this generous, they set up their own guys and tried to rip off the town for the losses.
A brazen tactic to be expected of the small fish that swim in this small pond. We do not operate through such petty maneuvers. I assure you, there is no clause in our prospective agreement about losses. The NLTC will assume all responsibility of security during delivery.
But...
It's a generous offer we're putting on the table, Doctor. One that I can just as easily take to many other initiatives in this territory. Your friend here has certain ventures that I'm sure could use those finances. Yours is simply one with the most promise for the investment.
That's right. My friend. I'd like to talk to them for a second. Privately.
By all means. But I require an answer before you leave this room today. I have no intention of staying here longer than I absolutely have to.
Я должен был это сделать. Чё?
I don't like it. That has to be the longest stick I've ever seen up anyone's ass. Every alarm bell is going off right now, but I can't figure out what her angle is.
Да вроде норм.
Do you believe her?
They have a reputation for honoring written contracts, at least from what I've heard. If it's on paper, they mean it, but... Well, this paper doesn't say anything about intentions. It does have a lot of pretty big numbers, though.
I'll talk to her. Maybe we can work this out.
Smart. Go ahead. It'll give me some time to read the contract again.
Well, hello. There's really no need for stalling. This is a legitimate contract, sanctioned and enforceable by the Home Office even out here. Although, I understand the apprehension and respect the caution.
What's your angle?
I am here as part of a delegation tasked with taking measures of prospective profits that could be accrued with preemptive investments.
Nothing's free, I know how it is.
It's true that a hospital in these times is not a reliable source of returns. Though truth be told, this investment is rather paltry. Our interest is a bit larger in scope. This hospital is something the people here are in desperate need of, yet no one has thought to invest. When it becomes a crucial part of the infrastructure of the region, the people funding it will be in the best position to leverage elsewhere.
Логично.
You are more shrewd than you're given credit for. I will keep this in mind.
Who are you, anyway?
Lydia Proudmore. I'm a trader with the New Liberty Trading Company. That means I have the rank to offer investments like the one I handed Dr. Cersei. In case that's too confusing, I am someone with access to a lot of money, and I can give it to whomever I choose. That's all you need to know.
Ну,
That's
я
all for
думаю,
now.
что и так понятно, зачем надо ей верить. Она действительно говорит правду.
Hey there.
Oh, hey. So, what do you think? Should we take it?
Да?
I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. If there's more to it later, we'll handle it. But this will really help us help more people. I'll go let her know. Miss Proudmore, this is a really generous investment. I'm ready to sign on behalf of the Nightingales.
Wonderful. In that case, our business here is concluded. I have faith that our resources will be well spent.
Hi.
That wasn't bad. And these supplies? Fiona will be over the moon. She's always wanted a proper hospital, and this is the ticket to getting it set up. Listen, before we head back, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. I've been a Nightingale for a while now, and normally this is the point where shit goes wrong and I'm a lone survivor looking for a change of scenery. So, this might seem like it's coming out of nowhere, but could you use someone like me in one of your settlements?
Why? What's this all about?
Call it superstition, I suppose. But I can't shake off the feeling that the longer I'm with the Nightingales, the more danger they're in. It's been hard to sleep, waiting for the gunfire to start, or for a fire to break out, or... I mean, even the steel. I was half sure this was all a ploy to lead half our guards away so someone could attack the hospital. It's no way to live. I could move between your settlements without pushing my luck. Help your hospitals get set up, or help with logistics. I was always good at that.
Of course. Let's do it.
Glad to hear you say that.
На маяк.
I'll sleep easier once I'm in a
Там
new place,
единственное
I
нормальное
think.
поселение.
I'll talk to Fiona as soon as I'm back to make my way to... where you want me?
Лайтхаус. Да. Confirm. Окей. Терминал. Пусто. Так. New Connections выполнено. Тут локации, вот меня дико бесит в этом моде, что локации абсолютно без нихера. Тут ничего нет. О, блин, замечательно. Carrying too much to be able to run. Так, что там у меня, блин, такое? Тут, наверное, какое-то говнище. Gunner Backpack. Нахрен надо. Сколько? Сколько это говнище весит? 5 килограмм. А, окей. Я лучше джетпак возьму. Окей, погнали обратно.
I thought we had agreed to wait until the diagnostic scanner was operational.
I agreed to put off treatment until tomorrow. Why would I put any stock in those machines when I already have the diagnosis in front of me? Clear as day.
The machine is not the important part. You can't simply take matters into your own hands when things are moving too slow. If you'd waited...
You're eager to lay blame at my feet, Fiona. I said I would hold off on treating this man, and I did not lie to you about my intent.
So did you try to treat him or not? Please, Cassandra, without playing coy. This is important.
Look at the injection site. After all these years, I should hope I have a steadier hand than that. Unless you also wish to accuse me of becoming old and rickety.
I
Она его
didn't mean...
убила.
Wait, Cassandra... Damn it.
Она его убила.
That went poorly. I can't say she's entirely wrong to be upset with me. I can't exactly rule her out, but if she didn't do it, someone else had to have.
What happened? Why are you so upset?
I found this patient dead an hour ago. When we picked him up off the streets, he was sluggish but aggressive. Raider from a nearby gang, I think. We weren't sure what was wrong with him. Cassandra guessed it might be rabies and developed a cure. I asked her to hold off on it.
What do you think of her?
My first thought was that she simply got tired of waiting. You heard her, she doesn't respect the pre-war tech anyway. If she thought a patient would slip away waiting, she could have taken matters into her own hands. But it just doesn't feel right. I've known her for so long. We have our differences, but I've never known her to not own up to her mistakes. It's just not how we do things here. But if it wasn't her or wasn't her vaccine, then someone else killed this patient. And it's even worse.
He's dead. That's what happens to raiders.
It's not about him being a raider. It's a matter of trust. Someone in this hospital went behind my back and a patient is dead.
I'd be glad to help if I can. Have any advice on what I should investigate?
I'm not sure. You work with the detective out of Diamond City, don't you? Sounds like you'd know more about murder investigations than me. There's gotta be something around, right? Or maybe someone saw something. It'd be nice to know exactly what killed him. Maybe it'd narrow it down. It's a shame the diagnostic machine went down again.
Have any ideas?
I think it'd be a good idea for you to talk to Cassandra. She likes you. Maybe she'll stop evading questions long enough to get the truth out. We don't exactly have quick ways of conducting forensics besides the machines in the diagnostic wing, and they're unreliable.
Yeah? Why is that?
It keeps coming online and then going on the fritz again. I'm not much of a mechanic, but I wanted to time the on window to diagnose the patient. It's supposed to be able to scan samples and even image the organs, though I wouldn't do anything that put someone at risk of electrocution. I just got it working again right before I found him dead. I hadn't been out of the room an hour. We could have used it to figure out what killed him at least. But it powered down again and I don't know how to fix it this time.
I'll get right on it.
Thanks. I'll try talking to some of the others too. Come back to me if you find anything.
Окей, погнали смотреть, что тут как. Activate. Party animal. Check the injection site. Ага. Очень плохое место, куда были введены наркотики. Сделано как будто... Ну или медикаменты. Сделано как будто новичком. Окей. Cassandra.
Back again. I don't blame Fiona for jumping to conclusions. I'm sure she's already feeling guilty enough.
Can I ask you some questions?
By all means. It just so happens that my current and only patient is no longer in need of treatment. For the time being, I'm all yours.
What's in the shot?
A question with an answer I'm certain you would find unsatisfactory. You see, viruses have mutated since the bombs fell. So has the flora and fauna. Even the human immune system has adapted in odd ways. That said, the ingredients list for modern vaccines have become so incredibly long, it churns even my stomach. So, what's in the shot? More than you'd care to know. It works. That's the important part.
I just need you to tell me the truth. Do you know anything about it?
The truth is rather a subjective thing.
That's... vague.
For the Nightingales to function, we have to trust each other. I would never do anything to jeopardize that trust. I have my suspicions, but they are just that, suspicions. If you want to know the truth, that's something you must find for yourself.
What do you know about him?
Male, mid-30s. Unfortunate dental situation. Multiple track marks from a lifetime of chem use. That is, if you can find them beneath the sea of battle scars. Overall, in worse shape than our Raphael, but otherwise typical for a raider. As far as his disease, my best diagnosis was rabies. I had previously created a vaccine for this particular strain of rabies. If my assumption had been correct, and Fiona had let me treat the man, he would have seen immediate improvement. Alas.
I don't have any more questions. Have any advice on what I should investigate?
A murder suspect giving advice to the investigator. Now that has a nice irony to it, but I'll take it as a good sign. If you have the time, you can look through my books on pathology. That is, if you were doubting my diagnosis and have the aptitude for it, of course. If you've any technical skill, perhaps you could try repairing the diagnostic scanner. And lastly, I would advise that you consider why someone might do this, and what might happen to them should Fiona find them out.
That's all for now.
Так, что тут в 2 метрах находится? Какие-то книги. Кто?
Hey,
Элис. Элис его свалил. Господи, идиот, блин. Так, ну теперь наверх. Так. А, кстати, я могу Айдена сфоткать? Айден, давай-ка я тебя сфоткаю. Куда ты бежишь нахрен? Вот оф Айден. О, нормально. Или Эйден. По-моему, Эйден правильнее. Сначала надо починить этот кусок дерьма. Intelligence. Use the machine. Джош До, Ребис. Почему нет Джон До? Окей, ладно. Вернулся к Фионе. Так. Вниз на 2 этажа. И в это крыло.
hey there.
Hello there.
Куда ты поперлась? Куда ты поперлась?
Wonderful to see you. Everything all right?
Окей.
Did she seem angry at all, agitated, or distracted?
No, she seemed normal. Maybe a little stressed.
Ellis, I know she's been your mentor for a while now, but believe me, I don't want her to be guilty any more than you. If you can think of anything...
I know, but maybe...
Oh, enough of this. Lay off Fiona. I killed the rabbit asshole. Didn't think you'd get so twisted up about it.
Raphael, that's not funny.
I ain't laughing, am I?
He was killed with an injection. That's not exactly your style.
What, after months of watching all of you, you think I can't find a vein? You were off playing with the new toys. Cassie was sulking. And the rabid dog? He was about to chew through the straps. Hell, far as I could tell, he'd have chewed off his own damn arm just to get at us. Cure was sitting all ready. Either he'd croak or he'd get better. Win-win. So I did my job and took the fucking guesswork out of it.
Leave the room, please. I have to think about this.
Fiona.
You too, Ellis. I need to talk to our friend here before I make any decisions.
Come on, kid. Let's give the lady some space.
Будем считать, что ты ушел.
Hey,
What a load of crap.
why don't you believe his story?
I know Raphael. If he'd killed that patient, it would have been with a knife, not a syringe. And he definitely wouldn't have bothered lying about it. And all that stuff he said about having a chance of curing the patient? No, no way.
You sure about this?
Raphael cares about us, the Nightingales. He only cares about the patients as far as making sure they're not a threat to us. A cured and healthy raider is no better than a sick one to him. Maybe even worse.
There's more to this story.
Could you talk to him? If he's the only one confessing and we don't have the full picture, then I'll have no choice but to... I don't even know.
Ничего
I've
не
sent
делать.
volunteers away before for breaking our rules. I can't even think of doing the same to him. But if he really killed that man, I couldn't trust him around patients ever again. Much as it breaks my heart.
А ты прям тут стоишь,
Hi.
хорошо.
She make up her mind or what?
I don't buy your whole story.
Shit. If you're not buying it, means Fiona isn't gonna settle on it either. Fine. You got me. That's not all there is to it. I wouldn't lay a finger on the guy unless asked. Not that they ask much. They like the whole merciful end thing. And I'm more old-fashioned. I did kill him, though. Didn't lie about that. Better it be me that does it.
What do you mean?
Exactly that. Unlike the Nightingales, I don't cry myself to sleep over putting down some idiot half-dead with a broken spine in a ditch somewhere. Better it's me that pulls those triggers. What else am I good for? I don't make a pretty nurse, that's for sure.
Sounds like you're protecting someone.
That's all I ever tried to do around here. Look, Ellis, when he stops flinching at every sound, he's a good kid. Sharp. Naive, but he tries, you know? Out of the two of us, he belongs here. He was probably trying to do the right thing. But that cure came with a coin flip. So, I stepped in so he wouldn't have to.
Did something happen to him?
Yeah. Ellis found his backbone. I saw him go into that room, all pale and shaking like a leaf. Jumped out of his skin when I followed him in. I think he might have actually gone through with it. Didn't know he had it in him. But Fiona ever finds out he pulled something like that, closest he'd get to patients is cleaning their bedpans. If she didn't just send him back to his parents in Diamond City. It'd be a fucking waste.
What did you do?
I told him to get out, and I handled it. It didn't look like Cassie did it, but she can stand up for herself. Doesn't need me playing White Knight. Ellis, though. You heard him when Fiona put the pressure on. Another minute, and he was gonna say something stupid.
Why do you care?
Last time they had to put a patient down, Ellis insisted he should do it. To learn, or get used to it or something. Then, he cried for a week.
Он не подходит для такой работы.
Tears them up inside. Chips away at something. People like me, we get it done. Smoke a cigarette. And sleep easy. Ellis, the Nightingales, they're doing something good. Better than the world deserves. But I don't want to see that chipped away at. Not when I'm here.
That's all I needed to know.
got no room to be asking. But leave Ellis out of it when you tell Fiona. He's scared shitless. No chance for a repeat anyway.
Моя задача сказать Фионе как есть, а задача Фионы понять, что с этим делать.
He told you, right? I really had no idea he'd step up like that. I shouldn't have gone into that room.
What happened?
Cassandra said the patient he only had a couple of hours before the treatment wouldn't matter anymore, and the diagnostic machine broke again. I didn't like the man, but I couldn't just watch him die like that. So after Fiona came by to prep him for the procedure again,
What procedure is that?
For the scanner. I don't know the details, but it requires some injections. Fiona's gone in and out of the room all day getting him ready.
You messed up, and now a man's dead because of it. You're gonna have to live with that.
Cassandra said it's inevitable, that eventually a patient dies because you did the wrong thing. But I betrayed Fiona, and Raphael. You should tell her I did it. I could live with the man's death, but not with Raphael getting in trouble just for protecting me.
Does she take care of people that break the rules?
There's not any official rules, really, but this... I don't think this is a warning offense. She's probably going to send me back home.
I appreciate you telling me all of this. I know it's difficult.
Do what you think is best.
Так, сказать Фионе вердикт. Почему они не берут эту кучу хлама?
Hey there.
Hey, are you done with investigating? What do you think happened? Was it really Raphael? I still find that so hard to believe.
I guess he wasn't quite telling the whole story.
Wish it wasn't obvious who he'd be covering for. I always did have a soft spot for Ellis, however unlikely it seemed. Ellis has been so promising. I kept forgetting that he's still so young. I shouldn't be surprised that this would be the result of all this pressure. Cassandra, I am so sorry.
Fiona, I'm also leaving.
Leaving? But why?
Don't make that face at me, my dear. I'm not storming off in a huff. This incident has simply brought something to the forefront. You have never trusted my methods or advice, and I am tired of having my every judgment questioned. Neither of us is wrong or right. But the role of official figurehead is starting to chafe. I want to leave so you can lead this hospital and I can research in peace.
I see. I respect your decision. You're gonna leave right away? Where will you go?
I'll take my time packing, and perhaps an opportunity will present itself. If not, whatever trail's easiest on my old knees, I suppose. Chin up, my dear. I wouldn't be leaving if I didn't think you fully capable of holding your own here.
No matter what Cassandra tells you, her teas are not magical and will not enlarge anything.
Yeah.
People will believe anything these days.
Ангел милосердия. Квест выполнен. И это последний квест, который я могу сделать до атаки на ганнеров, которую я буду делать в следующей серии. Всем спасибо за просмотр. С вами был Антилар. Всем пока.